Hey, what's up, YouTube? It is Melanie back with Melanie Loves Death Metal. Happy Wednesday. I am back with another, I guess, collection update, but I'm mostly only going to be talking about two albums today, so kind of a review video. So yeah, how was your Labor Day weekend? Was it good? Was it good? I got a fucking cat over the weekend, a little kitten, little Siamese kitten. She is 3 months old. And she may make an appearance someday. But for right now, we have her separated from our animals because they're trying to get used to each other. It's been going well so far. He's sleeping in the background. I don't have the puppy cam up today. It was giving me some issues with my last video. I don't know. I need to figure it out. I need to get a whole new mic. People are bitching about this a lot. So we're working on that. But anyway, I've got two records today. One that I've had for a little while. I decided I would figure I would talk about today. Dedicate some time to it. And the other one just came out not too long ago, like last week. Did it come out last week? I don't remember. Yeah, I think it came out last Friday. But I finally got the record in, so I'll talk about it on here. I was going to dedicate a full review to it, and I thought, no, it's going to be an incredibly biased review. So that's just, I won't do that. So I figured I'll just do a collection update video and talk about it on here and kind of do it as a review. And yeah, my computer's being a bitch right now. It's giving me all these issues. I don't know. I think it might be time to get a new one. I've had my computer for several years now. Might be time to do some upgrades. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So, you can probably guess by my shirt what I finally got in the mail. Is the new Celestial Sanctuary album that just came out, I think like a week or two ago. I can't remember exactly. Insatiable Thirst for Torment, UK death metal band. Their second full length. Soul Diminished came out 2 years ago. It was in like the peak of COVID. They're considered the new wave of British death metal, as you will. And this came out on Church Road Records. I think it did last time too for Soul Diminished, but I also feel like I also got it through Redefined Darkness, so I don't remember. But they also got tapes pressed here and there. I think Sewer Rot may have done their tapes. I can't remember. But yeah, new band, fairly new band, new wave of death metal, old school death metal worship here. Tom, I know him from Instagram. Instagram has a huge vinyl community over there, and he used to post quite a bit of his vinyl collection before Soul Diminished was released, and then after that, he kind of just, he decided to dedicate his full time to the band. I haven't seen him post too much on his, I don't even know if it's still active, to be honest with you. But second full length, amazing album artwork. I can't remember the artist, so let me just show off the vinyl as I always do. Printed inner sheet with lyrics here, some nice artwork. Before I get started, this album I did not listen to until I got the record 2 days ago. I decided to wait. I didn't want it to be spoiled for me. I did have an advanced copy of it, but I did not listen to it. I do that sometimes when it's a band that I'm super hyped about. I just want to cherish it when I get the record in. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I know a couple of other people that do it. But I was looking to see who is the artist on this. Cover artwork is by James Bousma. I think I talked about that in another album or another video. But so there's the printed inner sheet. Here's the jacket. The jacket is just straight up amazing. I love this album artwork, so I got the shirt that came with it. It was a package deal. I had to. I just love the album so much, or just the album artwork. I didn't even hear the album, and I bought the shirt. So there you go. Artwork matters. And then there's the back of it. The back of it's so good. This is such an awesome jacket in terms of artwork. Just this alone, if I didn't like the album, this alone would have been okay to buy. Just because I would have hung it on the wall then and never listened to it. But I did like the album. We'll get to that now. There is a CD version. From when I checked, I just checked just now, the vinyl and CD are both sold out on Church Road Records for the US site. It's being distributed by Death Wish. I don't know about UK stuff. I didn't check. Sorry, guys. But this is the Eco Mix that was available. Looks cool. Sometimes Eco Mixes look dumb, or they're just awful colors that look like vomit or brown poop. But this turned out to be a good color. So that's the vinyl. There you go. There's the vinyl. So let's talk about the goddamn music. first of all, this album is way better than their first one. I really liked Soul Diminished, okay? I thought it was a really good album. It was in peak COVID time. It was in peak old school death metal revival time. There was just bands pumping out stuff every single week. And Gate Creeper was at its height of its popularity at this time when this came out. So Soul Diminished reminded me a lot of Gate Creeper. And that was a reason why I liked that album so much. This album, there's still remnants of that Gate Creeper sound on here. But they definitely took their sound and they elevated it. It got fucking ferocious. This is a angry, ferocious album. It is pummeling. It does not slow down once the whole entire album. And the final song, Gutted with a Blunt Blade, is my favorite song on here. Maniacal. It's a maniacal death metal album. The song names deserve to be read off, so here we go. Trapped Within a Rank Membrane is the first song. That song reminds me a little bit of Sepultura, old school Sepultura, like Beneath the Remains, that kind of, maybe a little bit before that too. I'm blanking right now on the freaking album before that. I don't know why. So that, it reminds me, there's definitely hints of some of that old school Sepultura sound in here. There's definitely hints of Bolt Thrower. There's definitely hints of Gate Creeper, like I said. They have influences all over the place. Nile, and they say that, like, in their interviews, like, these are all these bands that they love. And so they've put those sounds into this. So you're going to hear a lot of those types of riffage, like Nile and Gate Creeper kind of vocal styles, and even the chunky riffs that they have, the HM2 chunky riffs that they do. You're going to hear the Sepultura old school kind of sound, really, especially in the first song. I really heard that a lot. Next is Glutted with Chunder, which is just, I love that album name. I love that song name. I just thought it was hilarious. Next is Swivel Eyed and Gurning in the Shadows, and then Meandering Stream of Foul Fluid. That's side A. Side B is Biomineralization, Cell Death, The Lurid Glow of Dead, Burning Body, Unquenchable Thirst, and then Gutted with a Blunt Blade. So this band is fun. They're energetic, positive, hilarious on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it, and Instagram. They've got a good sense of humor, and they're just an overall positive band. And that's the one thing that I really love about them. They don't take themselves too seriously, but they are good musicians. They write great guitar riffs. There's a lot of great guitar riffs on here. Every single song is good. There's not a single bad song on this album, in my opinion. Just keep that in mind. And I think it flows really nicely. And like I said, that last song, Glutted with a Blunt Blade, is fantastic. Or Gutted. I keep on saying Glutted. I don't know, because the Chunders. Yeah. Gutted. So it's a spectacular album. It's miles ahead of their first one. It's a much faster pace. I love it. And I think it's great. This is definitely going to be one of my favorite albums to come out this year. It shot up the list in terms of that year-end list, because it hadn't come out yet when I did that stream for Heavy Metallurgy. My dog is fucking barking. Like, what are you barking at? Literally, there's nothing outside. I can see outside the windows. And she has music on, so she can't hear the other asshole dog that moved in next door this weekend who just barks nonstop. Anyway, it's a great album. Check it out if you're looking for a new school death metal band. If you're not one of those people that can't stand new death metal that just goes back to the classics, you're looking for something new, you might actually really enjoy this. Okay, so that's Celestial Sanctuary. I am not going to do a clip, unfortunately. The clips that I've been putting in my videos lately have been getting some copyright stuff, and I've been evading them because I've been splitting like things with the copyright or just muting certain parts and whatever else, and I just don't feel like dealing with that today. Some of these releases are on a little bit more higher, they're a little bit more high visualization in terms of releases, so I just don't want to risk it. So sorry about the clip, but the Bandcamp and all that stuff will be in the description. The next album is another one that I absolutely fell in love with. Didn't expect to fall in love with it whatsoever because I didn't like any of their other albums at all. Could not get into any of their other albums. And that says a lot considering I really do love this like genre of death metal. And that is the new Horrendous album, Ontological Mysterium, out on Season of Mist, right? Season of Mist. This came out, I don't know, like a month ago, almost now. I had no intention of listening to it because, like I said, I don't really care for their other albums. I just never got into them. This is their 5th full-length album, and the hype was real. Like, it was all over Twitter. It was all over Instagram. My Facebook groups that I'm in, I was like, man, people are really talking about this album. And, they've got a really solid fan base. They've got a very dedicated fan base, too. So their last album that came out, I don't know how long ago. When was that? 2018, Idol. A lot of people love that album. And so I remember when that came out, it just didn't click with me. There was something about it that just did not click with me. I did see them live in 2020, I think, or 2019. I can't remember. It was shortly after that album came out. And I thought they were great live. I just never, I would watch them live every day, but when I would put their albums on, it just did not click with me at all. This comes out, people are talking about it, so Season of Mist posted the full album the Wednesday before it was supposed to be released on Friday on YouTube, so I went over and I listened to it, and the first song, I was like, I really like this song, and that is The Blaze, and then it goes right into Chris Sophia, the Archaeology of Dawn, I don't fucking know, and so I listened to the hum. I really liked it. And I was like, okay, am I just feeding into the hype? Let's listen to it a couple more times. So I listened to it a couple more times. I really liked it. Every time I listened to it, I liked it more and more. It's a weird album, I'll admit. It's progressive death metal, progressive technical death metal. It's got that pretentious feel to it. It's noodly, it's spacey, it's long songs, it's songs with strange vocals at times. And yeah, it reminds me kind of a Pink Floyd of death metal, I guess you could say. And I really enjoyed the album. It's a very glossy gatefold. It's a very nice pressing. I don't know what that says in the back. I command me. And then here's the back. And then it did come with a printed inner sheet. There you go. And I forgot to mention that where this band is from. If you're not familiar, they're from the Philadelphia, U.S., South Carolina. Looks like they're split. Yeah, it's a very progressive death metal album. It's prog. It's prog. It's prog. Let me say that one more time. It is prog. If you don't like prog, you're not going to like this. And it's very proggy. It's got... It comes off that it has a lot of that pretentious vibe. However, I don't think the guys are like that. I'm not too sure. I don't know a whole lot about the band. I don't know about their history or their whatever. But I can see why people would say that. Just because it's ooh, look what we can do, is what Marty has said in the past about other albums. I understand some people are saying that about them. I don't think that whatsoever. I think it's a great album. I think there's amazing musicianship on it. It's interesting. It's different. It's different in regards to what I'd normally listen to. It's nothing. It doesn't sound anything like Dying Fetus or Cannibal Corpse. Okay, that's what I mean when I say it's different. Are they reinventing the wheel here? No. I mean, at this point, we're in 2023. Death metal has been around and prog has been around for a very long time. Reinventing the wheel at this point, I've stopped looking for that. What I've started looking for and what I've wanted to listen to is music that I enjoy, that I think it's good. It's good. And with really low expectations, and then it just surprises me with how good it is. And that's what this album is to me. It's just a gold vinyl. There you go. So I figured I'd show that. So yeah, I really like the album. In fact, I like the album so much that I've listened to it every day since I've gotten this. This is probably one of those albums that probably got me at the right time in terms of what I was listening to and what I wanted to hear. So I think that's one of those things. It's definitely a mood album. I don't think that in a month from now, if I'm in a black metal mood, I may not put this album on. for a while. Or if I'm just into like just want to only listen to dirty death metal, which is a lot of my days, where I only want to listen to things like Cannibal Corpse and Dying Fetus and Deicide and you know, some of the other like filthier things like newer bands, Devourment, stuff like that, I will not spin this album. But if I'm in the mood for something that's a little bit more mentally exhaustive, I guess you could say, requires you to really use your brain while you're listening to it, and just something that quote unquote moves me, this is an album I'm going to put on. It does not compare to Celestial Sanctuary. These are two very different albums. This is moody death metal, is what I would say. It's a story, it's a journey. It's musicianship in them showing how great musicians they are. This is filthy, dirty, aggressive, and well produced, I could say. That dirty sound is there, but it's also very well produced death metal with great musicianship. So the sound is just so different. The mood is so different for these two albums. So it's interesting that I'm talking about them both in one video. So yeah, I think the Horrendous album is good. I think it's a very good album, and I don't like the other albums still. There's something about the vocals in the other albums that kind of deter me a little bit. They're not as deterrent on this one. The vocals are a little strange on some of the songs, but I got used to them. I like weird music. It's got a little bit of that avant-garde prog stuff going on there too. And when I'm in the right mood, that hits. And I've been in the right mood, and that's been hitting. Like, I've only been listening to the new Mizmor album, the new Blue Dahlia Nord album, and then when I'm not in the mood for those mentally exhausting albums, I've been putting this on. And then now I got Celestial Sanctuary. So now my brain is probably going to go back to the regular like death metal sound and get away from these other specialty metal albums. And then I'll get bored with that and I'll go to glam rock and piss everybody off, because although that video didn't do too bad. So, but yeah. Check them out. I think you'll enjoy them, depending on your mood. I've seen, like I said, I think Horrendous is probably one of the most divisive reviews that I've, like, or not reviews, because the reviews, everybody's praising it. But in terms of the scene, like, either people are really, really liking it, or people are being like, this is dumb. Like, what a bunch of pretentious jerk-offs. Like, I'm no joke, I've seen people say that. On social media. Now, if you're not into social media, if you don't look at Twitter, if you're not on Instagram, if you don't pay attention to those things, save your little fingers from commenting and being like, I haven't seen that. Well, of course you fucking haven't seen that, because you're not in the social media realm. You're not reading these things, whatever else. Like, just go about your day and just go. But it's there. And trust me, I've seen it. And I've even heard it. Like, in group conversations I've had, people have said it. But anyway, I don't think that there's any pretension at all. I don't think that that was the intent of the album. I'm just guessing. I can call out a couple of bands that have done that in the past. Blood Incantation. But I don't think this band's going that route. I don't know. I think this band is a little bit more just like, hey, we had a vision. We really wanted to express it on this album, so we did. And they've done that in other albums, I guess. I need to go back and really try hard and listen to them, because everybody keeps telling me that they're really good. They just need to click more with me. So anyway, just went off on a bit of a tangent there. Those are the two albums I want to talk about today. Let me know if you've heard them. Like I said, they're both out. I'll link in the description where you can listen to them on Bandcamp. Vinyl, Season of Mist still has these in stock. I'm pretty sure it's just plain black. And then Celestial Sanctuary, I don't know. They've got a bit of a cult following here. They're a little bit hard to find. They might be able to find some CDs and stuff out in the wild. But when I looked at Church Road's website before recording this, they were both sold out, the CD and the LP. So I can't help you there. You'll have to go hunting. But that's all that I have today. Happy short week for me. I only got a 4-day work week, which is nice. So I've got several videos I'm recording probably today because I have the time to do it. So you might see this shirt in other videos. But that's it, and I will see you guys in the next one.